sometime a few months ago, I wanted to order something on Instagram and I contacted the vendor. I wanted to order a top for a photo shoot. So I contacted the vendor and the vendor said 2 days for delivery. So after 3 days, I buzzed her and I said, "Oh, how about the top? When is it going to be ready?" She was like, "Oh, I'm working on it." And then I said, "But you said 2 days for delivery." And then she went on, and she actually insulted. I don't want to say the insult, but then she insulted me in the chat. And then I kept wondering, what sort of bad manners are these? Like, I'm a customer, I ordered something, I had paid for it in full. You had promised me delivery in 2 days, and then I'm asking for feedback, and then you're insulting, right? And for me, it was quite baffling for me. And I'm sure many of us have, one or two vendors that are vendors from hell that have practically treated us in a way unbecoming, right? And you're wondering, what kind of businesses are these people building, right? Today, we're going to learn about how to build the right foundation for your business. Hi, everyone. My name is Oreoluwa Adekoya, and I'd like to welcome you to Tiki Talk. Tiki Talks is that space where we talk about career, businesses, how to navigate the workplace, and getting ahead with all the challenges that we see in today's world. First thing you want to do when you have a business idea is develop a plan. So many people are starting out things without any plan. They are hoping it will blow, hoping I will sell. One day it go better, but then you don't have any plan for your business. How is your business supposed to grow without a plan? And sometimes it just takes you to sit down and think. Think through, what is that thing that I am selling, right? Am I selling a service? Am I selling a product? What is the plan for this product in the next 1, 3, 5 years, right? You need to come up with that strategy. Have an understanding of what exactly is it that I'm doing? What am I offering? And then you need to ask yourself, who are my customers, right? Am I providing this service for a premium market? Am I providing this service for the masses? And that will determine how you price your product. You cannot be providing a service for the masses and then you are pricing your product like a premium product, Also, you need to understand the industry that you are in. Some industries naturally have a low profit margin. What's a profit margin? A profit margin is when you take the profit you make divided by the total revenue you make, and then in percentage, whatever that gives you. Some industries naturally have maybe a 5%, a 10% profit margin. Generally, when you resell items, they usually have a lower profit margin. But when you make items from the scratch, they usually have a higher profit margin. Now, another thing that can determine your pricing is, what is the advantage you are bringing? Some people have no competitive advantage, right? And they're trying to price it like premium. And they're saying, "Oh, it's my price. If you don't want it, you can move on." You realize that several people are moving on from your product because you're not offering something different. You're not offering something new. Take, for instance, you're a makeup artist. And in Lagos today, I have on my fingertips about 10 different makeup artists that I could call if I have an event. The question is, what is making your makeup different? How are you positioning yourself in the industry? What are you doing to set yourself apart? But you can't just say, "Oh, I do makeup, and then you're charging 50K for your makeup, and someone is wondering, what makes your own different? I have somebody that is charging me 10K, so why should I pay 50K for your makeup when I have somebody that will do an equally good job for the same price?" Your strategy could be, okay, let me try and gain as many people as I can gain, get loyal customers, and then when I have their loyalty, I can then decide on a price increase. Then you need to think of your product. Is your product elastic or inelastic? I always thought that what I studied in university would never come in handy, but at least I remember this one thing. In economics, I studied economics at University of Lagos, and they taught us about elastic demand and inelastic demand. And I still remember my professor telling me about salt. Salt has an inelastic demand. No matter how you price salt, people have to put salt in their food, no matter how much it is. You cannot say, "Oh, because salt is expensive, I will reduce the amount of salt I put in my food." You can't say that because the demand for salt is inelastic, right? But you have an elastic product as well. I would say a perfume, for instance, right? Really, the other day I saw the prices of perfume. I'm like, it's ridiculous. A good perfume, like the good perfumes we used to use back 2, 3, 5 years ago, now cost around 250,000 naira, right? And then you take a step back and say, do I really need to use this brand of perfume? Or can I use a perfume oil, for instance? Can I use a cheaper brand of perfume? There are all sorts of perfumes these days, right? And even though there's a perfume that you like the scent, you like the fragrance, you have stuck to it for a couple of years and all that, but then it's 250,000 naira and you used to buy it 20,000 naira before, right? And then suddenly you start looking for alternative. So your demand for that particular brand of perfume is elastic, meaning that when the price changes, the demand also changes in an almost equal measure. You get? So you need to determine the product or the service that I'm offering. Does it have an elastic or inelastic demand? Are my consumers going to react to changes in price? If I price up, am I going to lose some consumers? So also, if I decide to do a discount, right, am I going to get a lot of customers? Imagine if a salt manufacturer decides to do a discount on salt. Would that mean that people will use more salt in their food? No. But if a perfume manufacturer decides to do a discount on its perfume, a lot more people that could not afford it at 250 and maybe can afford it at maybe 200 or 180 thereabout will now start to think about it and say, okay, maybe now I can afford this perfume when there's a promotion. So your pricing is largely dependent on how elastic or inelastic the demand for your product is. Now you need to understand your customer as well. Understand them. There's something called the persona for a customer. Sometimes you need to craft who your ideal customer is or who your regular customer is. Oh, my customer is between the ages of 25 to 35. My customer is a young lady. Let's take an example, for instance. Let's say you make corporate handbags, right? And then you say, my customer is a young lady between the ages of 25 and 35. She's just starting out in her career, so she can't afford to buy the Louis Vuittons and the Ferragamo bags yet, but she still wants to look fashionable and chic. So I need to provide her bags that serve her that purpose, but at an affordable price, right? On the average, she works on the island. She wakes up very early. She spends about 1 hour commuting to work. She hasn't bought her car yet, but she doesn't like the inconvenience of buses, so she takes Ubers. That level of detail. Sometimes you need to get into your customers' heads to understand how they think so that you can draft your strategy for your business. Identify your competitive advantage. What is the unique thing that you are bringing to the table? What is making you different? And that's what's going to set you apart from the thousands, the hundreds, the millions of other people that may likely be in the same industry as you or doing the same thing as you. So that is your competitive advantage. And sometimes you don't have that competitive advantage, but you have to create it. And that's what some people are trying to create in terms of using influencers. Okay, my competitive advantage is that I'm using an influencer and a lot more people know about my brand than brand A, B, or C, right? Oh, an influencer has endorsed my brand. So there's a certain affiliation with my brand. And so with that, I get bragging rights, so to speak. And so my brand gets more traction, gets more visibility. And so people see my brand as a cool brand. That might be a competitive advantage. Your competitive advantage might also be quality, right? Do I offer quality products to my market? Do I offer quality products to my audience? Do I offer something different from what is commonly available out there, right? And that could be your competitive advantage. Some people simply play with price. They aim to be the lowest price in the market. And when you play with price, you also have volume on your side because, again, back to economics, the lower the price, the higher the demand, right? So you lower your price in the industry so that you can get in the volumes. And then at the end of the day, you're getting in a huge revenue, right? So you're getting price times quantity. Well, the next guy doing the same business as you is pricing higher. So it's getting higher per unit, right? But it's getting lower volume, right? And that's where you now have to bring in your profit margin into place. One thing is revenue, but are you also making a profit? You can be making a lot of money, millions are entering your account and all that, but what is your running cost? What does it take you to sustain this business, right? And then at the end of the day, when you take out all that, what is left as a profit? And that's what informs whether you do some promotions, you do 10% off. But at every time, your promotion needs to have a strategy. It's my strategy to get in more customers. So I do a promotion, I get them hooked on my product, and then I go back to the normal price, and then I start to make more profit from them when I increase the price. That could be a strategy, right? Or do I want to make a lot of profit at this time? I'm not really concerned about, the volume of the revenue and all that, but I'm very much interested in making as much incremental income as I can. You also want to build an online presence. I remember asking a couple of people, oh, you have a business, can I see your Instagram page? And I'm like, I don't have an Instagram page, or I'm not active on Instagram, or blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, so how do you want me to take you serious? A page or a website projects you and your business, and then I get to interact and build a certain level of credibility for what you do. But if you don't have an Instagram page, a website, somewhere where I can see your work, then it just looks like it's a backyard business. It's something I do on the side. It's something that I'm not taking serious. And if you yourself are not taking your business serious, how do you expect other people to take you serious as well? You must build a strong online presence. Make sure that your products and services are available online. Online, there is no limit to how many people you can reach. Right? I know somebody that said that, oh, he only posts on WhatsApp because he wants to be sure that he does business to friends and family. Please cut the crap. If you want to build a sustainable business, if you want to grow your business, you need to grow beyond friends and family. You need to get to a point where your business is automatically generating income from you even when you're sleeping. Why should I have to send you a WhatsApp message, to ask for something every single time? It's okay if some people have to do that. But your website, you can have people, depending on what kind of service you're ordering, you could have people go to your website while you're sleeping, while you're on vacation, while you're on the beach, while you're not even there. But your business is going on. That's the advantage an online presence gives you. It tells your story without you physically telling it. And that's how you grow beyond your immediate connection. So ensure that you build a strong online presence. Instagram is a very beautiful way to start. And then with time, you need to build it into a website if what you're selling can be built into a website. Also, please take care how you respond to your customers. It's so easy to get carried away in this age of social media and everything. And no matter what happens, it's wrong to react rudely to a customer, no matter what happens. There's a way you can, even if a customer is wrong, you can make a point and let them know firmly, okay, I'm sorry, I will not do that. I'm sorry, you made an error. Maybe you make clothes, for instance, and someone ordered a size 10, but in actual fact, she's a size 14. I'm laughing because it happened to me recently. I know what size I am, but I was hoping somehow that I will fit into a dress size, one size lower. And then I ordered it and it didn't fit. But there's some people that will make that mistake and go back to the vendor and say, oh, your size 10 is not your size 10. I order size 10 in all other vendors and they don't give me this and that. And yeah, there are people like that. But you can still make your point without coming across as rude. Like they say, the internet never forgets. Something that can be documented, anybody can take a screenshot, right? And then before you know it, you're trending on Instablog, you're trending somewhere, oh, this person, they blacklist this customer, blah, 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 this vendor, rather. But you want to be sure that you always, always, always are not rude, you are polite, right? You still make your point and you are firm. And there are some customers that just, fly off the handle and complain and complain and complain. If it's your fault, please offer some form of compensation, right? Your compensation can be in the form of you decide to replace the product or replace the service, right? You can also decide if you cannot afford it at that point in time, you can decide to give a compensation. Okay, on your next order, I'll give you a 10% off. I don't know why this always happened to me. I once ordered a skirt. So around the time when I was in between sizes, right? I ordered a skirt that was my old size, hoping that I was still fitting. And then it was tight. And then I went back to the vendor and I said, you know what? I ordered this skirt, it's too small and blah, blah, blah. Yes. And she was like, oh, I walked to your measurement. I said, I'm not blaming you. I know what I gave you and I made the mistake and all that. She was like, oh, I'm so sorry. You made the mistake. But you know what she did? She said, your next order, I would offer you 10% off. That really touched me and that made me order from her again. Why? She was not even wrong. I was the one that was wrong, right? But she offered me something that helped me and made me become a return customer. How much more when you are the one that sometimes what customers are making noise about is a very small thing and they make noise and fly off the handle and all that. But guess what? Usually those customers that are the troublesome ones are usually the ones that grow to become your biggest customers. A lot of time, you may just need to do something small to pacify them. Usually not word of mouth. Like I said, offer a voucher, offer a replacement, offer them at their next purchase, you give them 10% discount, offer them a 50-50, but do something to show that you are empathetic and you understand and you're ready to, make amends for whatever mistake you made and make sure you own up. Oh, I'm sorry, I did this and this and this. I'm sorry, I didn't do it properly. I will do it again. But there's no point arguing with the customer when you know that you are in the wrong. And then finally, when you're first starting out, don't be shy to ask for positive reviews. Not just positive reviews. Don't be shy to ask for reviews. I once saw something on IG. Somebody was just starting out in business and posted something. And this thing was horrible. But I cannot tell the person. I'm sorry, I'm not that close. I don't have that relationship to tell the person that, oh, this thing, But you must ensure your feedback system is intact. And you must be ready to receive the feedback, whether positive or negative. And don't be so, you don't have these grandiose ideas of your business and all that. Your business is as good as the way people perceive it. And if people perceive it as not good, then you need to change and adjust, especially when it comes from multiple people. There are also people that give bad reviews and it's just a one-off. Maybe it's not really accustomed to their own taste or their own preferences and all that. But try to get as many reviews as you can. I know we focus on positive reviews. Oh, if you like to drop a review, and we all want that positive review. But always be ready to receive the negative reviews and take that feedback and adjust if necessary, right? There was a lady that she was cooking and then she cooked a meal, and then when I ate it, I said, this meal is not, but the good thing is God, I hope he's not listening to me. I'm sure he is anyway. Her boyfriend was the one that introduced her to me. And then he said he apologized profusely and he said, oh, and guess what he did? He made her make another meal for me. And my God, this meal was delicious. It was, so I'm wondering, okay, maybe it was just a bad day. Maybe she was just rushing. And he actually explained that, she was just starting out in business and then he was trying to get her customers, and then she was tired that day, but he was like, oh, make for her. And then she didn't bring out her best that day. So when she took her time and then cooked another meal, it came out beautiful. So for me, the memory and he offered it to me free. I didn't have to pay anything, right? But so that memory of the first meal, I don't remember it. It has been replaced by the positive one that she did again, right? But at least he was ready to receive that feedback on her behalf. He was very good about it, had a very good attitude about it, and then knew how to tell her wisely, so that she can adjust and everything, so know how to receive your feedback, both positive and negative, right? And then sometimes you might need to give out your services for free at the initial stages. Don't always be so concerned about this, how much I charge, this is my rate card, this is my this, you must pay before I answer anything, blah, blah, blah. You need ambassadors. Somehow getting those ambassadors implies giving out your services for free at the initial stages and having them, talk about you, having them talk about the good work that you have done, and that's how your business can potentially grow. I hope you have learned a thing or two today about building the right foundation for your business. And if you have, please don't forget to subscribe, to like, and to share, and click the notification button as well so that you can get notified whenever a new episode is up. Until we see you again next time, it's Oroluwa Adekoya signing out. Bye.